Hey everybody, I'm Stefan Zelcer and welcome to my website, TSP Planning. I've been teaching federal employees all about the TSP since 2007, and by far the most popular question I get asked is, Stefan, how should I invest my TSP? People bring me their TSP statements and they say, Stefan, have a look. Does this allocation look good? Would you recommend something different? In order for me to answer that question, I need to know your goals. And let me explain why your goals are so important. Imagine a driver pulls up to a gas station and asks the attendee for directions. The attendee says, "Sure, I'll give you directions. Where do you want to go?" And the driver says, somewhere. The attendee says, "Oh, that's easy. Go to the second traffic light and make a right, and the first stop sign, make a left. That'll get you somewhere." The attendee could have given him any directions, but without a clearly defined goal, there's no way to determine the right directions from the wrong directions. The same truth applies for your TSP. Do you have a clearly defined goal for your TSP? Because without a clearly defined goal, there's no way to determine the right TSP allocation for you. That's why I've created the TSP Planning Service. The TSP Planning Service comes with 3 great resources, all of which can help you reach your goals. The first service is the TSP Goals Calculator, which anyone can access for free. With the TSP Goals Calculator, you can define your TSP goals. By setting goals for yourself, you will gain a financial consciousness which in and of itself will transform your financial life and, of course, will inform all your TSP decisions. Let me illustrate how it works. I will assume a person who is 45 years old, plans to retire at age 65, already has 15 years of federal service, has a current salary of $100,000, has annual expenses of $70,000, which does not include taxes and savings, has a TSP balance of $250,000, and contributes $10,000 a year to the TSP. That's their own contribution, not the agency's match. By clicking Submit, they will see their TSP goals. This person has a goal to retire in 20 years. At that point, they'll have 35 years of federal service. Their expected expenses in retirement are $114,000. Their projected FERS pension is going to be $47,000. Their projected Social Security income will be $33,000. Now, if you combine the FERS pension and Social Security, they won't be enough to cover the $114,000 of expected retirement expenses. To make matters worse, the FERS pension and Social Security will be taxed, so there's an even greater shortfall than most people would expect. This shortfall will need to be picked up by your TSP or whatever other resources you have in place. In this illustration, this person's TSP will need to generate around $50,000 a year in retirement to make up for that shortfall. In order to safely generate that $50,000 a year throughout retirement, this person's TSP needs to grow to a value of $1.5 million. These are the goals, clearly defined. But perhaps the most important goal is the following. What rate of return does this person need in their TSP in order to reach the above goals? Do they need to be super aggressive? Can they afford to be ultra conservative? Well, no need to guess, because the TSP Goals Calculator clearly shows them. They need a 6.9% or roughly 7% rate of return in their TSP in order to reach their goals. How cool is that? You can plug in your own numbers and see the results. Go ahead, give it a try. So that was the first resource, illustrated. Let me give you a sneak peek at the second resource, which is only for members. By becoming a member, you will have access to my TSP monthly report, where I have published my recommended TSP portfolios for that month. Here's how it works. As a member, you can access this reports page. Every month, you will get an email from me when I've published that month's TSP report. Each report provides a bunch of TSP portfolios, each with its target return. The 4% is targeting a 4% return. The 5% is targeting a 5% return. The 6% is targeting a 6% return, and so on. If you remember from my illustration above, that TSP investor needs to get roughly a 7% return in order to reach their goals. So they know they should at least be looking at the 7% portfolio. The 7% portfolio is targeting a 7% return, which is exactly what they need to reach their goals. But the 7% portfolio also has an expected range of fluctuation, meaning even if the 7% misses the mark and doesn't return exactly 7%, it is still expected to provide a return within this expected range of fluctuation. This way you have a heads up of what to expect from this portfolio, and you can determine if this range of fluctuation is a range of risk you are comfortable with. Knowing the target rate of return and the expected portfolio behavior is obviously critical to successful TSP planning. This service is free for the first month and thereafter has a small monthly charge. You don't have to pay an advisor big bucks for a TSP recommendation. Oh, and by the way, most advisors have never studied the TSP and really don't have the ability to guide you there anyhow. Your third resource is me. I'm committed to helping federal employees maximize their federal benefits and their financial lives. By working with me, you will be a driver with a clear destination, and you will certainly be able to answer the question, how should I be invested in my TSP? Good luck.